Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we continue with our review of Russell Brunson's book, Expert Secrets, turning your passions and expertise into income by becoming attractive. That's right. We're going to focus on you, the attractive character, the face behind the brand, the face in front of the brand. How do you make yourself more attractive to build a tribe that you're going to need in order to turn your expertise into income? So hustle on in here, man. Click that like button, click that share button, comment the name of your business and or your brand, and let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Local Biz Marketing Pro Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are a local business and you're trying to figure out how to dominate your local market, then give us a shout. Go to localbizmarketingpros.com. We want to help you optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue so you can expand your operation and ultimately contribute more to the communities that you serve. localbizmarketingpros.com. Super excited about today's episode. We're continuing our review of Russell Brunson's book, Expert Secrets. If you clicked on the link in the description from last show, I want you to let everybody know that you got your copy of Expert Secrets on the way. So comment in the chat, got my copy coming. And we're going to continue. Today, we're focusing on the area of the book where he's talking about becoming more attractive, right? What does it take to build a mass movement? Every mass movement has a leader, has an attractive character, but how do you become that? That's what we're talking about today. A couple quick announcements before we get the show underway. Lead Magnet Challenge going down this Thursday, man. If you are building a business of any kind, then you understand that keeping a pipeline full of qualified, targeted prospects is the key to growing your business, right? Whatever business you're in, you are in the customer acquisition business. And the way that you constantly acquire customers is by having a full pipeline. How do you get your pipeline full? One of the ways to do that, especially online, is by using the power of lead magnets. So we're hosting a challenge coming up on this Thursday where I'm going to teach you all about building lead magnets, how to source lead magnets, how to deliver them on autopilot, and how to turn those who are requesting your lead magnets into booked appointments so that you can sell them your products and services. So it's going down this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So here is the link for that. check the show notes, and in the comments, you'll see the link for a free webinar lead magnet challenge. Sign up for that so that you do not miss it. Another huge announcement for those of you who have been asking me, Cortez, I want to get into the digital marketing space, man, but I'm a little apprehensive. I got the tech skills, man. I love computers. I love marketing. I love graphics. I love websites and building and the behind the scenes stuff. I want to start a business. I know I can help businesses with their social media. I'm just scared. I don't know what to do or where to start. If that sounds like you and you want to launch your own software company in the digital marketing space, just like I have, then I've got a course coming out for you. And I need you to get on the wait list. How do you get on the wait list? You text SaaS, SAAS, to 314-730-3999. In fact, I'm going to put that in the ticker tape. Let me get that in the ticker tape. You're going to text SaaS, SAAS, to 314-730-3999. Now, this is only if you've got a tech background, you love technology, and you want to be an entrepreneur in the tech space. You want to launch your own software company to have companies using your software to grow and build their business. Then if that sounds like something you're interested in, you certainly want to get on the wait list for that. So text the word SAAS to 314-730-3999 to get on the wait list for the new course. All right. I'm not only going to show you how to launch your own software business, but I'm also going to show you how to get your first paying customer in 30 days or less. So let me just show that in the ticker tape. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right, wait a minute. That still is not right. Give me 1 second. Let me get that right for y'all, because y'all got to see that. Let's see. There we go. Scroll it across the bottom of the screen, please. All right. So now there is the number for you guys. All right. So cool. So 2 announcements, lead magnet challenge coming up this Thursday. And then for those of you who think you want to really build a business in the digital marketing space based on the latest cutting edge digital marketing software, then text SaaS to 314-730-3999. So let's get the show underway. Y'all know how we get the show started. We start every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day. And today's quote is a doozy. It'll punch you slap in the gut. And sometimes we need a good gut punch. I believe this comes from Jim Rohn. I can't really remember where I heard it from, but people don't see you through their eyes. They see you through your eyes. Let me run that back for the people in the back and make sure they heard that. People do not see you through their eyes. They only see you through your eyes. This is why it's incredibly important to constantly be working on your confidence. You ever run into somebody who every time you talk to them, they are seeing people around them and they feel like other people are judging them all the time? You ever be with someone and y'all out and about and they're mean mugging everybody in the place because they feel that other people are mean mugging them? See, they don't understand this principle. People don't see you through their eyes. They see you through your eyes. The reason you feel like people are judging you everywhere you go is because you're constantly judging yourself. Oh yeah, we're gonna go in today, right? The reason you feel like, oh, that person don't like me, because you don't like yourself. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but if you can get a hold of this concept, this should be even more motivation for you to work on your confidence, people. People see you through your eyes, how you see yourself. Case in point, And I'm going to use this example, and I don't want anybody to judge me, but we've all seen couples, right? And we've seen couples where one person is not that physically attractive, and the other person is just stunning. And we're like, how did this person end up with that person? And I'll tell you how. Because that person sees themselves as beautiful, and other people will see them in the same way that they see themselves. Never thought about it like that, have you? Change the way you see yourself if you want the world to see you differently. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. If you are a local business and you want to dominate your online space, join our free Facebook group. I'm gonna put the link in the comments so that you can join it. It is called Local Biz Marketing Mastermind right on Facebook. You'll learn how to optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue, expand your operation so you can contribute more to your community. That is Local Biz Marketing Mastermind right here on Facebook. If you're looking for tips and strategies and a good place to network with other local business owners where we can establish best practices and protocols for us all to win, that's what we're building inside of that group. So make sure y'all go check that out. So today, again, we are talking about expert secrets. How do you turn your gifts, your talents, your passions, your experience, your expertise into income by becoming more attractive? Tyree, welcome to the stream this morning. A lot of you guys didn't comment the name of your business and or your brand. I'm a little bit disappointed because if you ain't shouting you out, I don't know who is. If you're in position to type, make sure you comment the name of your business and or your brand. I'm going to go and grab the link to yesterday's or part one of this so that you guys will have that, because unfortunately today we got so much to cover, I'm not going to be able to recap. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to do much recap, but I will put the link to yesterday's episode, Monday's episode, in the comments. So let me copy that link real quick. This is part one. So now we don't have to worry about going back to recap so much. If you're serious, then you'll just go back and watch part one, where we laid the foundation of you becoming an expert. So this section, this is the first section of the book. The other, what we covered part one was the foundation, the introduction section. Section one, creating your mass movement. Before we get started, I need to share something that might seem a little backwards at first, but is one of the keys to sharing and monetizing your message. As you know, the world is filled with experts who are broke. I'll say that again. The world is filled with experts who are broke. People with advice and opinions with no one listening. I want y'all to get that. It's important to understand that every brand, every expert has a movement behind it, right? When I first started on this journey, I realized that if I was going to have success, I needed to focus on building an audience of people I could share my message with. It's called your tribe, ladies and gentlemen. And you focus on building your tribe. So I wasn't sure how to go or how to do that, where to go or how to do that. So I started studying historical figures who had built huge audiences and caused big changes in the world. The more examples I found, the more patterns I noticed. He said, it didn't matter if I was studying Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party or Jesus Christ and Christianity. All the examples I found had three things in common that helped them build mass movements. Put three things in the comments if you're serious and you're tracking, right? In order to build a mass movement, right? How many of you guys realize that Apple, that Steve Jobs built a mass movement around their company, around their products and services that has led to them being the world's largest company valued at over $3 trillion, right? You can build a mass movement yourself. And I'm going to show you in this book that your mass movement doesn't have to be as big as you think it needs to be in order for you to have success, right? So what are the three things that all mass movements have in common, right? They each had a charismatic leader or an attractive character. The reason I labeled this how to turn your passions and expertise into income by becoming attractive is because it all starts with you. You are the attractive character, or you must learn to become the attractive character for your business and or your brand. So number one is they each had a charismatic leader or an attractive character. Number two, each of them focused on a future-based cause that was bigger than themselves. The only way people are going to follow you is if you can demonstrate that you're going somewhere. Oh yeah, y'all might want to tweet that out. The only way people are going to follow you is if you can demonstrate that you're going somewhere, right? And I want y'all to get that, because sometimes you don't even have to know how to get there. See, some of us are waiting for all of the pieces of the puzzle to appear and to line up before we make a move. No, I just know where I'm going. How I'm going to get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I just know I'm going to take steps in the right direction. I don't know exactly how I'm going to build a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there. I just know where I'm going. And when you can convey that, you'll get people to jump on the bandwagon, and they'll bring ideas, they'll bring energy, they'll bring experience, they'll bring expertise. And all of a sudden, like when Dorothy started on the journey to get back to Kansas, the yellow brick road appeared when she took the first step. And as she started taking more and more steps, more of the yellow brick road appeared. Some of y'all waiting for the road to appear before you take a step. It don't work like that. You got to take steps first, and then steps 4, 5, and 6 will reveal themselves. It's like walking in fog, right? If you've ever been out on a foggy night or a foggy day, you can only see but so far ahead of you. But every time you take a few steps, you can see a few steps further. That's what this journey to building empire is like. That's what being an entrepreneur is like. We don't always know how we're going to get there. We just know where we're going. So number one, they all had a charismatic leader or an attractive character. They all focused on a future-based cause that was bigger than themselves. And number three, they each offered their audience a new opportunity. We're going to get into all of these, but we're focusing today on you becoming more attractive. In 2008, Kevin Kelly wrote an article called 1,000 True Fans. In that article, he said, a creator, such as an artist, a musician, a photographer, a craftsperson, a performer, an animator, designer, video maker, or author, in other words, anyone producing works of art, needs to acquire only 1,000 true fans to make a living. I want you to think that. A lot of us see the Kim Kardashians of the world and her 100 million followers, the Dwayne Rock Johnson with his 100 million followers, the Kevin Harts of the world with his 60, 70 million followers or whatever it is. And we think to be an influencer and to make a living with our creative personality, that's what it requires. No, you need but a few true fans. And according to Kevin Kelly, 1,000 true fans will make you a living. A true fan is defined as someone who will purchase anything and everything you produce. They will drive 200 miles to see you sing. They will buy the super deluxe reissued high-res box set of your stuff, even though they have the low-res version. They have a Google alert set for your name. They bookmark the eBay page where your out-of-print editions show up. They come to your openings. They have you sign their copies. They buy the t-shirt and the mug and the hat. They can't wait till you issue your next work. They are true fans. And you only need 1,000 of them. This section is all about how to create those true fans, how to build your following. We have a joke inside my high-level mastermind group called the Inner Circle that each of them must focus on building their own culture. And he spells culture, or he highlights culture, the C-U-L-T. We're not actually building a cult. We are consciously creating a culture of fans. And this section will show you how to do that. So that's what we're going to get in today. If you want to learn how to build a cult-like following around your business, around yourself as the attractive character, so that you can turn everything that you are. And part one, we literally talked about monetizing everything that you are. You want to do that. There are some keys that you have to implement, some daily habits and some actions. And we're going to talk about those. But before we get into that, we've got to get into some 1-minute motivation. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every episode we do a segment called 1-minute motivation. That's where we share a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. If you're able to type and watching us live, I ask you to comment your takeaways. I'm going to give you a couple of my takeaways as well. So let's get into some 1-minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Taking responsibility for whatever happens to you. Knowing that you have consciously made the decisions that are now affecting you. Knowing that what is happening now, today, is the direct result of your activity, what you did yesterday. Self-reliance means counting on yourself, trusting yourself, being confident with yourself, being responsible to yourself, trusting your own instincts. Trusting the conclusions that you have developed from your study of experiences and philosophies, taking the credit that is due you, learning from the mistakes that you have made.
You know, we hold on to this story that we kind of fabricate, we build in our lives that, about certain things, and that story is basically an excuse and a reason about why certain things didn't happen, why you weren't able to accomplish or do this. And maybe your story or your BS is, I didn't have the time, or I didn't have the money, or there was traffic, or this happened to me because of this person, my boss, my family member, my parents, my brother, my sister, the country, the economy, etc. Right? We have these things, these external things that we blame, and these excuses and reasons that we have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't get better than that, man. Talk about punching yourself in the gut. Are you ready to take full responsibility for your life or the lack thereof? Taking full responsibility is the key. Conscious decision-making is the key. Not sitting back and reacting and letting life happen to you. Because I promise you, if you are not engaged, if you are not alive and witnessing every waking moment as it happens, every opportunity for you to consciously decide to go one way versus allowing life to default you down the path of the of least resistance. That's how you change your life. No, you can't control everything that happens around you and happens to you, but those things you can't control that happens around you and happens to you, you can make sure that they happen for you. Meaning, I am consciously aware of the things that are happening around me, and I have the right attitude and the perspective that says, hey, the reason that this is happening is because there is a lesson for me to extract, and there is a skill that I must develop. There is something that I must see that's going to help me down the road. So I'm like the farmer. I don't curse the rain. I know everything works together for the good of me because I love the Lord and I am called to his purpose. I don't know about you. I know everything works together for my good. I also know that I can never connect the dots looking forward, according to Dr. George Fraser. I can only connect the dots looking backwards. So that means I don't have to understand while it's happening to me, while I'm going through this period of turmoil, while I'm going through this space and time of what could be perceived as negative, what could be perceived as failing. While I'm going through it, I don't have to understand it now, but next year I'm going to be able to look back and say, that's why I had to go through that. Right? Trusting yourself, confidence in yourself. According to Myron Golden, confidence is built or destroyed because of one reason. You are always with you. You were there for every lie that you ever told. That's where your confidence or lack of confidence come from. You were there when you lied to someone and told them that you were going to be there and you didn't show up for them. You were there when you lied to your children and you told them that you were going to do this amazing thing and you didn't come through. So because you didn't come through and you were there, you don't have the confidence to tell your children that you're going to shake that off and show up and do the next thing. So your confidence is destroyed because of the lies that you've told yourself, because you have a track record of not following through. That's why your confidence is low. Or you have a track record of amplifying the times that you didn't follow through versus amplifying the times that you did follow through, that things did go right, that you did keep your word. Because if you amplified those things, you couldn't help but be more confident. The reason you don't have the things that you say you want is because the story you keep telling yourself about why you don't have it. I think that's E.T. Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas. Let me put some respect on his name. The reason you don't have the things that you say you want is because the story you keep telling yourself about why you don't have it. I'm too this. I don't have it because I'm Black. I don't have it because I'm a man. I don't have it because I got too many children. I don't have it because I don't have enough children. I don't have it because I don't have the right job. I don't have it because I don't have a job. I don't have it because I don't have time. I don't have it because I have too much time. The story that you're telling yourself about why you don't have it is the reason you don't have it. You got to change the narrative, change that story that you have on autoplay, that story that's on a loop inside of your head about who you are and what you can do. If you do not change that story, you will continue down the path of not having. Period. Charles, welcome back, my brother. Good to have you here. Right. So if you guys had a thought on the 1 minute motivation, then please comment. You guys know after the show, I try to go through and acknowledge all of my comments and engage with all of you guys, because one thing I know about business is that all businesses are relationship businesses. So I try to build genuine relationships with everyone who connects with this show, with this page. Charles says, change your thinking, change your life. Charles, you better tell him, brother. You better tell him that story you keep telling yourself about yourself is creating what you believe about yourself, and everything in and around your life is stemming from what you believe about you. And you need to change that if you don't like where you are and what you currently have, if you don't like where you're heading and where you recently been, it's because of that narrative. You got to change those things. So, ladies and gentlemen, that, my friends, is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you again by Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. It's a free Facebook group community. We are growing like gangbusters. I'm excited. And all we do is we talk about branding and marketing for your local business, right? How to optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue, expand your operations so you can contribute more to your communities, right? I don't know if many people realize it, that the impact and the way that entrepreneurs shape the world. Oh, entrepreneurs shape the world, y'all. The entrepreneurs pay for the lobbyists to create the laws that benefit them, that help them to grow and explode their businesses so that they can provide more of their solutions to the world. I know you think politicians shape the world. No, everybody that goes to Washington ultimately gets pressure put on them by lobbyists from entrepreneurs who have hundreds of millions of dollars earmarked to make sure that this government stays a government that benefits businesses. That's just true. And if you want to impact your local government, become a bigger entrepreneur, contribute more to the campaigns of the politicians that are doing the things that you think is needed in your community. That's how you do that. Politicians are bought, rent, or leased, according to Dr. Claude Anderson. Poor and middle class people vote, wealthy people lobby. Poor and middle class people vote, wealthy and rich people lobby. It's a difference, right? So we're talking about expert secrets. How do you turn your passions and expertise into income by becoming more attractive? Russell Brunson is a genius. And if you don't have a copy of this book, click on the link in the description. You can get it for free. I am an affiliate, so I will earn a small commission if you decide to get the book or any of its products that follow that link. That's one way that you can support the show. So do that for me. You'll be supporting yourself, because this is a masterpiece. This is a reference. This is not just a book. I read this book 2 or 3 times a year, right? Because as I grow as an entrepreneur, I come back and I read it again, and I'm amazed at how much stuff went over my head the last time I read it, because I was too short. I had to grow a little bit to pick up on some of the other things that I caught the next time I read it. So go grab yourself a copy. You'll be supporting the show and supporting your own business as well. So 3 things that all mass movements have, right? And if you're building a business, especially around yourself as an influencer, one of the things you want to think about doing is building a mass movement. Now, the word mass is relative. Mass don't have to mean millions. Mass just could mean thousands of loyal fans that you can work with and that you can serve, right? And in one of Tupac's songs, he talked about being the match that sparks the mind of someone else that will ultimately change the world, right? I could say something today that one of you could hear that can spark something in you, and you might be the person that go out and impact millions. And I may never get to impact millions, not directly, but I've done it indirectly by staying true to my calling and serving the few followers that God has put in my life to serve, that God has allowed me to attract. I'm just serving those who God allowed me to attract, and I'm serving them to the best of my ability. I'll never know the true impact of this podcast. Somebody heard one or two things in episode 51 that turned their entire business around, and they went on to make thousands and thousands of dollars. They raised children that went on to create millions, and now entire generations have been impacted because I followed my calling. That's what you got to understand. So there's three things that every mass movement has charismatic leader or attractive character, has its focus on a future-based cause, and they offer their audience a new opportunity. So let's get into this attractive character deal. That's what we're going to be spending a lot of time on today. How do you become that charismatic leader, that attractive character, right? Every great mass movement has a leader. And remember, the word mass is relative. Mass could be 1,000 people. Mass could be 100,000 people. It's relative to your mission and your journey. It's easy to assume that some people are just born leaders and others are not. It's possible that your biggest fear when you first read the title Expert Secrets was that you aren't born a leader or an expert. I know that was true for me and still is some of the time. In my personal life, I'm pretty shy and reserved, but when I'm in my element, speaking about the topics that I've mastered, I'm able to lead. And that's all of us. And that's all of us, right? You get in the element, and that thing that you've mastered, and that thing that you, because of your passion, you've studied, you've read umpteen thousand books, you've read hundreds of articles, you've been to seminars and workshops, you sat under the feet of dozens of mentors, coaches, and leaders about a particular topic. For me, it's digital marketing, right? I can talk about this stuff all day, every day, 24/7, 365. I just love it. You see, people become leaders when they first try to master something for themselves. Then, after they've discovered a path for themselves, they share their knowledge with others. It starts with your own personal growth, but then transitions to contribution. See, at a certain point, we all get to a place where the knowledge that we've accumulated just starts to bubble on the inside of us. And it has always been that way of time. But here's the difference between where we are today and generations of old. They didn't have a way to turn that knowledge and disseminate that knowledge into other people and to create that contribution. You do. See, everybody isn't trying to turn their passion into expertise, but a few of you are, and that's why you're here. So I get to share my knowledge, my experience, what I gained through executing what I've learned from this book. And I get to contribute into the lives of other people. So if you're nervous about having what it takes to be a charismatic leader, I want to spend a few minutes talking to you. My guess is that you are amazing. And I bet that the more amazing you are, the harder it is for you to believe it. Is that true? How many of you guys find it difficult to receive compliments? How many of you, when somebody say, man, that's amazing, man, you do great work, man, that's unbelievable, you have a hard time believing that they're talking about you? All right. The strange thing is, no, let me go here. I have a really rare opportunity to coach thousands of experts around the world in most every market you can dream of. What's interesting is when I look at all the amazing people changing the lives of tens of thousands, and in some cases, millions of people, almost all of them felt an internal pull to want to serve and help people. It's almost like a voice inside them telling them they are destined for greatness. Yet at the same time, they have this other voice that consistently tells them they're inadequate and they're not enough, not smart enough, not focused enough, not thin enough, not experienced enough, not good enough. The strange thing is that often the more they do and the more people they help, the louder the voice of inadequacy becomes. In our industry, we call that imposter syndrome. And I feel it every day. Even though I've helped personally and directly, I helped over 400 people start businesses, build brands online. These are people I directly helped. I don't even know how many people I indirectly helped. One of the businesses I was in was a network marketing opportunity, and we were teaching personal finance. I fell so in love with the empowerment aspect of teaching these strategies that I went right online and I started doing presentations and webinars and online workshops. And do you know that to this day, I haven't worked with that company in 3 years. To this day, my work is still recruiting people into that organization. I never took my YouTube videos down. I never, like, they're out there, and I know I've got good friends in that organization, and they are still using my content to this day to recruit people. And it's cool. It's fine. It's a solid organization, and I don't mind. But I'll never even know the impact of all the people's lives that have been changed because they saw one of my YouTube videos and they partnered with that company and they made a boatload of passive and residual income. And even with all of that said, I still feel inadequate sometimes. I still feel like I'm not expert enough. 8 years in the game in the financial education space, 12, 13 years total in studying to master online marketing and digital marketing. Still to this day, feel inadequate. So don't ever think that you're alone because you don't feel like you belong. You don't feel like you have enough experience or you don't feel like you have enough expertise, right? You just got to learn how to quiet that voice. Whether you're just starting this journey or you've been at it for a while, just know that the biggest hurdle you're likely to face is being okay with positioning yourself as an expert. That is the biggest hurdle that you're going to face, is being okay with calling yourself an expert. I have put in the work. I have put in the time. I have studied. I have grown. I have developed the concepts, the precepts, the principles, the strategies that I teach. I'm watching them work in the lives of other people. I know they work. They're not just working for me. I'm seeing other people make thousands of dollars every month executing on what I taught them. So you got to know how to quiet that voice. What's equally important to understand is you're not alone. I really feel for people struggling with that negative inner voice because, in all honesty, that's the way I often feel. I feel like I have been blessed beyond what any human being should ever be blessed with on this earth. And I feel that this gift I've been given from God is something I must share. In fact, if I don't share it, that would be an injustice to Him and the people I could serve. I don't know if you know much about Russell Brunson, but they built $1 billion software company inside of 10 years. And this is the second book that he wrote. At the time he wrote this book, they were probably 200 million strong, still talking about he feels inadequate, still talking about he feels like he's not enough. Helped tens of thousands of entrepreneurs make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and still talking about he feels insignificant. So don't feel like you're alone on this journey. He says it's a tragedy for a couple reasons. First, it deprives them of the experience and the opportunity they should have. And more importantly, it deprives the people whose lives they could change. Do you understand the ripple effect of transforming one person's life? An experience with you could transform someone's life and create a ripple effect that you couldn't even measure. Gandhi had an experience with racism on a train. Bought a first class ticket to get back to India, go to sit in first class, and they're like, nah, because of your race, you can't, you're not allowed. Irregardless of the fact that you purchased a ticket, you are not allowed. You got to go sit back there with the other folks of your kind. That one experience got him off the train, and he changed the course of his life and liberated millions of people in India. One experience, one person transformed the lives of millions. Your gift, when you walk in it, creates an experience. And the right people experiencing your gift at the right time can create transformation that you cannot measure. You cannot let fear, self-doubt, anything get in the way of leveraging your gift. There are people today who need what you have, and they are just waiting for you to find your voice so you can help them change their lives. What a tragedy for them if you don't develop your voice now. The problem for most of us is that our unique abilities are things that come so second nature to us, so they don't seem that amazing, and we dismiss it. Look at what comes easy to you and what you love to geek out on, and chances are there's your superpower just hiding, just waiting to be developed and shared with the world. I got two gifts from God that are really strong in me: creative genius and patience. Now, for a long time, I didn't recognize them as gifts. I thought everybody was creative like I am. I thought everybody was patient like I am. No, that's a gift. And as I continue to seek first the kingdom of heaven and what God has put me on this planet to do, I realize why I have that gift. Because when you are as creative as I am, it takes a tremendous amount of patience for what I'm creating in my mind to become clear enough for other people to buy in. The reason I'm so giftedly patient is because I work in the area of technology, and a lot of people who need my services they have been afraid of technology all of their lives. So it requires a tremendous amount of patience for me to walk them through developing their online presence and building some of the assets that they need and helping coach them off the ledge when they feel that they are not adequate enough, when they feel like they can't do this. Now it's clear why patience is my gift, right? And to Mark's point, what's up, Mark? Patience, right? I got 5 sons. You think it don't take patience? And y'all know boys mature slower than girls, right? So I have to have patience and allow them room to mature and to catch up to the vision of what God has called this family to be on this earth during this day and time, right? That takes patience. I've got to let them kind of meander a little bit, right? Like the prodigal son. Got to let them go and let life beat them up a little bit until they find themselves eating from the trough with the swine and realize, man, I got to come back home. I got to come back and sit under my Father's feet and seek with him, along with him, the kingdom of heaven and discover what God has for my life and how the reason he born me into this man's life and this woman's life, being my wife, during this time, and what I'm supposed to be executing on that as a part of his vision, but also is a standalone vision for myself. But Russell, I'm not certified. I can't help people yet. This is one objection I hear way too often. I'm not certified. I don't have a degree. I haven't been to school for this. How can I possibly claim to be an expert? I always smile when I hear these words come out of someone's mouth because I know where I came from. I asked them, well, I'm curious. You paid me $25,000 or $100,000 to teach you this stuff. What do you think my credentials are? They think about it for a minute and say something like, I don't know. Do you have any marketing degrees? Nope. I barely graduated from college and I got a C in marketing. I didn't get good grades and I don't have any certifications to my name. But guess what? I'm really good at what I do. My results are my certification. Then he goes into this powerful story about Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins went to get certified in neuro-linguistic programming. He took the first class, and because of his own previous studies from the first class, everything clicked, and he was ready to get out and help people. And the instructors was like, "No, you got to finish the class and get certified." He left that class that day, went right across the street to a bar and used what he learned and helped someone quit smoking on the spot. And he started helping people. And he was like, "Come on, we got all of this power. We need to be out here helping people." And they're like, "No, you got to get certified first." He never went back. He just went about his father's business and started helping people. And to this day, I don't think Tony Robbins is certified, technically certified in neuro-linguistic programming, which they call NLP. To this day, I don't think he ever went anywhere and got certified. He's like, "Oh, this is what we're doing. Oh, let me go out and help people." And his results are his certification. But Russell, what if others know more about my topic than me? Right? That's another huge objection. There's a book and a movie called Catch Me If You Can that illustrates this point pretty well. It's the story of a famous con artist, Frank Abagnale, a brilliant high school dropout who masqueraded as an air pilot, a pediatrician, and a district attorney, among other things. There is a point in the book where he starts teaching a psychology class at Brigham Young University. He teaches the whole semester. No one figures out that he's not a real teacher. Later on, when they finally do catch him and authorities ask, "How in the world did you teach that class? You don't know anything about advanced psychology." He replied, "All I had to do was read one chapter ahead of the students." Wait, what? Wait, what? See, some of us are waiting on somebody else to give us permission to be great. Or are we just using that as an excuse? We've all worked for people who at the end of the day, we ask ourselves, how in the heck did he become the supervisor? I just started and I already know more than him. We're all waiting on someone to give us permission. Oh, I need a book publisher to give me permission to write the book. Oh, I need a college degree before I can go teach the course on the thing that I've been doing all of my freaking life. The beauty about the internet, it allows you to take whatever you have, whoever you are, present that to the marketplace without gatekeepers and allow them to make the decision as to whether what you bring to the table has value or not. Number one question you have to ask yourself as you start to build your tribe, and we're going to end with this: who do you want to serve? If you're going to start a mass movement and create a vehicle for change, the first question you have to ask yourself is, who do I want to serve? The answer to this question is typically people who were just like you were before you became an expert, right? As a charismatic leader, you're going to lead people on a path you've walked before. Sometimes it can be hard to identify exactly who these people are. If you look closely, you'll find that almost all expert businesses are based on one of three core markets: health, wealth, or relationships. So my first question for you is, which of these three markets matches your area of expertise? Who do you want to serve? Who were you 5 years ago? And what path of transformation did you walk in the area of health, wealth, or relationships? Did you start a business that became uber successful and you want to teach people how you did it? Did you recover from an illness, lose a dramatic amount of weight, transform your health or the health of a loved one, and you fell in love with health and wellness? Did you repair a marriage that was on the brink and you applied a handful of strategies that you honed, and now you want to help save other marriages and keep people out of the divorce courts? Did you parent your children amazingly well? And now people want to know how you did it, right? That's a relationship. Who do you want to serve? And what path have you already walked to some degree of success in the area of health, wealth, and relationships? I'm going to continue talking about becoming more attractive tomorrow. So come back, same bat time, same bat channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, I put the link in the comments and in the show notes for you to grab your copy of Expert Secrets. You got to know that I'm not reading everything word for word. We'll be here for months trying to get through this review. I want to get it done in a couple weeks instead. So you need your own copy of this book. Click on the link in the description. When you grab your copy, a small portion of anything that you buy through that link does come back to me. So that's a way that you can support the show. So you can support yourself and support the show. at the same time by clicking on that link and grabbing your copy of Expert Secrets. So I appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in. Until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.